My first quote. So we'll directly go to the main slide. Genesis 37:3. Okay, what do we know about Joseph? Anyone here would like to share? What do you know about Joseph of Genesis? Anything about his father or mother or brothers? He is Jacob's son. Yes. As in the Bible, it reads like Israel, also known as Jacob. He was Jacob. Loved Joseph more than any of his sons, and it might be symbolic, but he gave a nice robe. He had actually many brothers. I think all of them were together 12 brothers, but he chose one to give a nice robe. So we are going to talk about this coat. So how beautiful or how expensive was this coat? How it made Joseph very outstanding among the other brothers. So to understand that, I did a online research. This out of the context of the Bible, but online I found a lovely quote. For Indians, the price will be just add 2 more zeros after 1780. That will be the price for you. And also I'd like to give a disclaimer that I'm not doing any ad for any branded company. Just want to nail my point in that coats then and now it is a very expensive category. So if one brother is wearing an expensive coat, you can imagine what the other brothers or other people, other friends will be feeling like. Let's read the same scripture once more. Just we'll add one more line. It is no secret that this particular brother Joseph is loved more by the father. Everyone knew it in the family. Just to relate to it, like think you are working in a office and maybe your boss loves a particular colleague more than you. Or probably if you are the boss, you love somebody more than the other colleague. Think about such a scenario. You may be studying in a school or college and the teacher loves a particular student more than you. You can sense it. It's always there. Favoritism, like you can sense it if you are in the room. So, but I just want to say that this is not the only thing which stood out. Now they say in the future you can just connect with a machine and you can share your dream, whatever it is, with others. You can connect yourself to a machine. That's a futuristic thing. But in the olden time, and if you're in Kolkata, dream is something we share when we talk about it to others. I hope you get my punch. So Joseph didn't have this machine. He shared verbally about a dream. That's what Genesis 37:5 says. Anybody knows what kind of dream he shared to his brothers? Any idea? Everyone, the brothers and everyone will bow down in front of Joseph. That was a kind of dream he saw. Now, sharing such a dream may not be a very good idea, but Joseph innocently or whatever reason he shared. So you can imagine like why the brothers will end up hating him more. This quote symbolically, visibly, it stood out among the group, like this guy is valued more than us, though he didn't earn it. So I will ask a question right now. In fact, I will take a poll, but before that I would say that cut out that portion where we see Joseph Joseph being loved by his father more than others. Now raise your hand if you consider yes, it is advisable for Joseph to wear the coat publicly. If you are yes, just raise your hand. Okay, 8 is yes, it is advisable, okay, for Joseph to wear the coat. And let's see no, because some people might not be wanted to give yes or no. No, how many? Like no, you should not wear the coat publicly, Joseph. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. Okay, done. 8 versus 4. 8 hand yes, 4 hand no. So majority is yes. So he should be wearing the coat publicly. If you have a coat, you wear it. If you pack it inside, then what's the use? I would take a lot of selfies. I'll be with my friends also. Who cares? My brothers likes it or not, isn't it? I don't know about Joseph. Joseph has been going through some. In his mind, maybe he would have been thinking what should I do? What should I know? But one thing is that he wanted to please his father. He doesn't cares about the world. He knows my father loves me and he wants me to be seen, like he wants to see me in this gift that he has given, and he will use it. So in the event of not wearing the coat, what is the scenario? The brothers wouldn't have hate him anymore. Probability is very low. The brothers would have still hated him whether he wears the coat or not. And the high probability one, as you can see in blue, like no change in the hate factor whether you wear the coat or not. So mathematically also you can see that it's better to wear the coat and go ahead. Anyway, haters will always be haters. Let's analyze Joseph. So the point I could find was he was very different. They hated him not for the coat, because he was little different. Now what happens is, like, when we are in the society, we want to blend in the society. We want to make sure we fit with these people. If they are saying, let us all go to the left, we would also say, okay, let's go with the group, go with the flow. We try to conform with the culture. Of course, one of the main reason might be we don't want to feel rejected. We don't want to be left out from that group. So these are some of the things that works in our mind, and we want to blend with the culture. This is where I found like Joseph was very different. I would just like to highlight this particular story about Gandhi. In 1931, Gandhiji was in a jail in India, and that time the King George, I think George something, they have numbers behind their name, he called for a meeting, a round table conference with Indian leaders and the British rulers, and they invited Gandhiji to London. He was freed from prison, of course, and then he told, please come and join us for this round table conference with other Indian leaders as well. The problem is, though Gandhiji studied in UK, he worked in South Africa, he wore suits and other thing, Western attire, but in India he started wearing cloth made out of Indian machinery, like handlooms and all, Indian cloth. Like he used to just wrap a cloth around him and go ahead. He will not use any cloth made out of Western factory. Now, when you wear such a chadar around yourself and you go, in those days in Western country, like a popular place like London, like people, like children were also in the street saying, Gandhi, where is your pant? Like that type of comments he used to get. And if you have read about him, you would know like he is a very jovial person. He will also joke back. It's not like he will take it in heart. He knows I am different, I want to be different, and he will just coolly walk through the streets of London wearing this particular. But the problem is the Prime Minister, who was also a very popular world leader at that time, he said, I'm not going to sit in a round table conference with a half naked fakir. You can check the newspaper, that's what he said. So that would have been very hurting, but maybe people would have told like, you wear some suit, wood, something you wear, and then come to the round table conference. But Gandhi not only refused it, he at the end of the round table conference, he left the country also. Okay, we can't sit in our terms, like you can't judge me what I am wearing, like this is what I am, you have to accept me as that. Since he was not accepted, he left. The conference didn't went well. Next time, after a year or so, again he was called back for the final roundtable conference, and that conference went well, and he wore the same attire and he didn't change himself to suit others. What I mean to say is that if you are different, you don't have to change. If you are different, like you can carry it along. Like you don't have to change it to suit the society or culture. And we'll go to the next one. The next analysis, part 2. Joseph had the courage to wear his coat anyway. Like it takes lot of courage. Like you have some big bully brothers who doesn't quite like you, you will get beaten up. I don't know, but he had the courage to show up visibly everywhere wearing the gift of his father. Thing is, one of the other thing what makes us go ahead and try to fit in the society, conform to the culture, is because we are sometimes afraid of them. We feel like what they will talk about us. Like we are so afraid that we don't want them to say anything bad about us. Like even as I was about to come here and preach, like I was keeping on getting WhatsApp from one of my office colleague, and I was getting little distracted in the beginning. It was serious actually. She can't write it to the boss or to the group, like she doesn't know what it will create, what ripples will create, what she will be told and all. So she wants to release it to me quickly. "Okay, I'm going to do this." Like she wants to get some courage. People are afraid, like how if I suddenly say like my child is sick, I can't work anymore, I want to suddenly resign. She knows some people will say something and that she won't be able to handle. And it's scared to talk about this in a big group or somebody top in the company maybe. So like people are little scared whenever they go through troubles. At least I could advise her, don't think about resigning, take a month of leave, take care of your child. After 1 month, we can review the case. This advice I can give to her, but I don't know in Joseph's time is if anyone was there to sit with him, guide him, say, "Okay, don't worry, bro, I am there for you. This is the advice, follow like this." I don't know if anyone was there for him, except his father, of course. So as I wrote, like, people generally accept what is the same, but they eventually respect what is different. People, even if you are different, you stand out, like people will eventually respect you for what you are. Initially it will be painful, it will be difficult to stand out being different. Initially you will feel rejection, people will confront you, they will challenge you, they don't want to see you in a different, they want to see the same old thing what they are seeing in everyone, they want the same face everywhere. But if you are different, eventually people will understand you and even they might respect you also. Okay, now we'll read the scripture. Do not be conformed to this world. I found another interesting illustration, not from the Bible. You might like it, just to support my topic today. This is a very popular movie, like we all have watched. There won't be any scenes or anything. Just I will show you the title. So let's talk about it. Now, when this movie was first released, I know it might be popular in India, but you can see the title, it's in Mandarin. In China, suddenly this movie became very popular. For 10 years, people kept on watching this movie over and over again. Even in some Southeast Asian, our churches only, I heard like they are using the topic, the movie, they have been discussing it in their Bible talks. In our churches only, in Southeast Asia. Like recently, China celebrated 10th year anniversary of the movie's release. I think it's only just that it be showed in our screen as well. As you can see in this topmost screen, like I will explain what is happening over there. A boy in the wheelchair has gone to give a campus interview. And they asked like, what happened? Why you are in wheelchair? He said something like in stress or other reason, he tried contemplating suicide. And then he fell down and broke his bones. Like the interviewers were not prepared for this reply. They would have wanted to hear, okay, I had an accident or something. Usually people will say like that, I had an accident. Who is going to say I jumped out of the window and I fell and I am in this condition because of that. The board tried to put pressure on him, like we don't need people who are so frank. We need people who will say what we want them to say, do what we want you to do. And that time he gave a very famous dialogue. He said, after breaking my 206 bones, I have got this attitude. And I'm not going to change my attitude for this. I'm going to speak right and straightforward. You keep your job, I will keep my attitude. And at the end, the interviewer stood up and said, oh, from where have you come, man? Here, come, join our company, we need you. You stand out, you are different. People will ultimately respect you for your decision. You don't need to conform to the society just to please and get your way. So far, like we have seen the bright side of Joseph, I would say. There are many other people who we can consider as good or better than Joseph also. But how do we test that Joseph is the best? Similarly, Jesus is the eternally beloved Son of the Father. Jesus is hated by his brothers, the descendants of the sons of Jacob, who so hate Joseph. This is one way we can actually measure the holiness of a character we are observing. In fact, we should check ourselves also. Are we imitating Jesus every day? So at the end, I would just like to conclude by saying I am going to wear my coat. God will start showing things about our life, our calling, direction, what He put inside of you, what gifts He has given you. Even if people criticize me, I'm not going to be ashamed of walking in the path of love and favor from God. And finally, the thing I have been keeping on repeating, it needs courage to be different. So let's learn from Joseph.